Whew. Hello internet friends. How's it going? I'm Laura, aka Shop Von V. I sell vintage and modern clothing on platforms such as Poshmark, Etsy, and eBay. Today I'm going to be photographing a ton of items that I'm going to be adding into the shop, and I thought, why not bring you guys along? Why not show you guys this entire process on what I do from start to finish. Side note, I have indeed already made a video about this and I will link it in the description box down below. However, this is just gonna be like a fun tag along vlog-ish style video so I can show you guys exactly what I do, kind of behind the scenes look. I am also gonna throw in a couple little suggestions and just little photography nuggets along the way. Maybe you guys can utilize them in your own photography or fashion shoot or whatever it is that you're doing with your life. I don't know. I can't tell you that. Me personally as a photographer, I'm definitely still in that middle ground, I think, as far as photos go. I'm not a skilled photographer, but I'm also no longer a beginner photographer. So there's definitely some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that I want to give that wisdom to you guys now as well. Hopefully, whether you guys are doing Instagram or you guys are a reseller like myself and you're looking to model some of the images, or even if you're doing flat lays, these are great tips that you guys can utilize and put towards that type of photography. So yeah, let's get started, you guys. Let's take some photos. My first tip straight out of the gate, turn off all of your ambient light. So you're probably asking, why do I need to turn off all of my house lights? And that's a darn good question. Now, I am no scientist and I am no professional photographer, so I'm not gonna try and understand all of the logistics and explain all that to you because I'm just gonna look like an idiot. But what I am gonna say is there are some certain rules when it comes to photography that is gonna make your life that much easier if you follow them. Basically, there's a scale called the Kelvin scale. It's pretty awesome. It tells you the different spectrum and color balancing of light, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I know that I now need to set my camera, my white balance, to 5400, and that's gonna eliminate any of the orange tones, any of the yellow tones. It's not gonna be too blue, it's not gonna be too pink. It's gonna be just perfect. If you ever look at your pictures and you wonder, why is my picture so orange? Or why does it look like that in real life but not on the camera? 9 times out of 10, it's because your color balance isn't set correctly. That is the non-scientific, quick explanation on how color balancing should be used and how important it is. Okay, moving on. First off, we're gonna start by building a set. I typically just use a planter, but today I wanted to try something a little different. But yeah, I always recommend doing your research and, building your set based off of your own personal aesthetic. I absolutely love, there's a specific Instagram that I always look to for inspiration. It's called the Nordic Style Report. I'll put a link down below. That just whole look right now is just, oh man, I am so feeling it. So I often look to that for poses. I look to that for set design and inspiration like that. I think this is something that everybody at this point knows to do, but yeah, just catalog what inspires you. Okay, so let's build this set. Here we go. Okay, you guys, we're finally getting somewhere. We've set up the lighting, we've set up the set design, I've steamed the clothes so they are somewhat presentable, and now we're getting ready to photograph. Finally. One last thing I do want to point out with my photos, I do set myself timer so that it takes all of the photos for me. Sometimes you can do self-timer, you can buy a shutter release for your camera. My camera, unfortunately, as far as I know, still does not have a shutter release available for it, or at least a brand shutter release that works. I have the Canon 80D for reference.
On my older T3i camera, I remember it had a 10-second self-timer as well as a 10 burst shot, which was amazing. I missed that feature. Now I can only take one picture at a time. So it is pretty comical to watch me walk back and forth, especially because I cannot walk in heels. Also, another side note, my toes are not ready for heels just yet, so that kind of sucks, but what can you do? So yeah, here we go, you guys. Let's start taking some photos. We're taking a little bit of a breather because I don't think I normally work this hard whenever I take photos. It's a little bit more effort than I normally put in because I'm filming as well. However, I did want to take this opportunity to 1, take a break, 2, charge my camera battery, which I just did that, 3, talk about camera angles. I try and switch up my camera angles a little bit. However, I do always keep in mind how much the angles can make or break you. Positioning the camera angle closer to the ground and then up elongates your body. If you do a camera angle that is like from up above, it's gonna make you look shorter, squatter. I always try and play around with camera angles and what looks best for me. It's definitely something that I always recommend, trying different angles and seeing what you personally like. I can tell you all of the things that I like and what I look for in photos, but at the end of the day, it's really gonna boil down to what you think looks good. Okay, back to work, let's go. Oh no. A lot more work than I thought it was gonna be. I think I got through 10 looks tonight, which normally I can do between 20 and 30 looks. Also, on another side note, typically when I set up a photo set, I will only do that one photo set. So I'm not breaking down sets constantly and like rearranging photos and all that kind of stuff. I roll with whatever I got set up, that's what I'm doing. Just for time's sake and efficiency, that's how I do it. I'm gonna break this set down though, and I'm gonna go to bed. Actually, that's not true. Probably gonna list those 10 items that I photographed, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, there's a fresh drop of vintage in the shop, so be sure to check that out, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks, bye! I'm gonna have to lean far to turn this off.